Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back with you today with an article I found linked from another article I had made a video for. At the time you're listening to this, it's probably been a while since that came out, that other video, but this one's still going to be linked below. It's from Reason.com. It's from October 18th, and the headline says Jews, like Palestinians, are indigenous to the Middle East, and the Hamas embraced idea that Jews have no place in Israel fosters extremism on both sides. So the other article that I came from actually said that based on like there's genetic testing, we can see that Jews are in fact native to the Middle East, sort of thing. So let's see what this article has to say. Says leftists who openly celebrated the horrifying Hamas attacks in southern Israel argued that the end, the liberation of Palestine from the river to the sea, justified the means, including the indiscriminate slaughter of young rave revelers, elderly Holocaust survivors, children, and babies. Although that is a minority position even among first critics of Israeli policy, it reflects a more widely endorsed view that Jews, as settlers and colonizers, have no legitimate claim to any of the country's territory and no business living there. Yeah, no legitimate claim to a territory that there's archaeological proof that they've been in for thousands of years. But I just love that argument because it's obviously wrong and clearly and provably wrong. So yeah, it says that view in turn is based on a simplistic morality tale that pits white European oppressors against indigenous people, eliding Israel's demographic roots and the ancient Jewish connection to the land. Says while this missing context is unlikely to faze people who see mass murder as a noble and heroic act of resistance, it is relevant for anyone who can imagine a less bloody resolution of Palestinian grievances. In a speech last August, Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas, who supposedly is committed to a peaceful settlement with Israel, asserted that the Ashkenazi Jews, at least, are not Semites, meaning it is impossible for them to be victims of anti Semitism. Abbas was invoking a theory positing that the Jews of Europe descended from the Khazars, a Turkic tribe that supposedly converted en masse to Judaism in the 9th century. It's new, I hadn't heard that before. Because according to a 2016 summary by genetic researchers Ariella Gladstein and Michael F. Hammer, however, Ashkenazi Jews are not closely related to modern populations that best represent the Khazars. Rather, they appear equally close to both Middle Eastern and European populations, and they likely arose from a genetically diverse population in the Middle East. Notably, Abbas did not address Mizrahim, Jews of Middle Eastern and North African origin, who account for about 45% of Israel's Jewish population, compared to 32% for Ashkenazim. Overall, a 2000 study found a substantial portion of Jewish and Arab Y chromosomes at 70 and 82% respectively belonged to the same chromosome pool, results that were consistent with previous studies that suggested a common origin for Jewish and non-Jewish populations living in the Middle East. So, as I kind of figured with everything, we're all related in some way. There's a 2001 study by the same researchers, which found a high degree of genetic affinity among Ashkenazi, Mizrahi, and Kurdish Jews, also found that Jews were even closer to populations in the northern part of the Middle East than to several Arab populations. The author suggested that the Y chromosomes in the Palestinian Arabs reflected early lineages derived from the Neolithic inhabitants of the area. Sorry, I got distracted there for a sec. So, which are part of the common chromosome pool shared with Jews, combined with the impact of subsequent migrations from the Arabian Peninsula. Says while genetic research belies the notion that Jews are newcomers to the Middle East, it gets you only so far. In particular, it does not address conflicting land claims based on much more recent developments. Israel's founding in 1948, which most Jews celebrate but most Palestinians remember as the Nakba, or catastrophe, involved a mixture of prior land purchases, arbitrary line drawings by the United Nations, and a war in which the nascent state was attacked by the combined armies of Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, and Syria. Some of the 700,000 or so Palestinians who fled their homes planned to return after the anticipated Arab victory, while others were forcibly expelled. We're almost at the bottom. It says Israel's defenders have long argued that it could rightly claim land won in defensive wars, such as in 1967 as well as 1948. Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't do that because I mean, if you're, if somebody attacks you and you end up taking their territory, like at least the way my brain works, it goes, yeah, that's yours now. As they have noted that Israel absorbed Jewish refugees from Arab states and wondered why Arab states could not likewise absorb Palestinian refugees. It looks like they're still doing that now. It says While there is something to these arguments, the overall message that Palestinians should suck it up and start over somewhere else is less than completely satisfying for anyone who values individual rights and peaceful coexistence. But that no compromise position is only reinforced by extremists who take a similar view of Jews, whether or not they are prepared to endorse the final solution that Hamas prefers. And nice little wink and a nod there, because that is what Hamas does prefer. So, what do you guys think about this? I mean, it's basically saying like the people there are essentially like fairly closely genetically related to some degree, and oh wait, they actually are from there. So like again, here's more proof that the people that they're saying don't belong there are actually from there. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.